or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or massages. Come in! Come on! I've got intel. Recon is afoot. Big cats, assemble! We've got to have a little chat. I'll give you a moment to come in. They've just sent out the message that we are live. We are live. And we've got a thing or two to discuss, to unpack, Big Cat. Come in! Come on! I'm chomping at the bit, darling dear. I've got so much to tell you. But first, let's get the preliminaries out the way, darling dear. The first thing we're going to do is the numerology. Today is the 24th. The 2 and the 4 goes to a 6. So the energy of the 6 is what? Balance, darling dear. As well as responsibility. It also speaks about your caring, protective and nurturing nature. It does say about being community orientated, darling dear. But darling dears, Big Cat, this is your come to Jesus moment. Shine that light and nurturation on yourself. Why? The planetary energies are. The sun is in Aquarius, darling dear, sextiling Jupiter in Aries. Big Cat, guess what? Jupiter's never-ending energy spurs you to expand your intellect, horizons, and aspirations. This optimistic aspect gives you a day of windfalls, darling dears. Let it fall on the Big Cat. We can take it, darling dear. Our backs are broad, strong, right? Nothing like being left over and left on the rocks of life, darling dears. But let's carry on with the planetary energies. This is a great day, a fabulous, gorgeous and lovely day, darling dears, to start new projects, expand your social circle, or take a risk. I didn't say get risque, right? Because we don't go back for what? Lot's wife, Salt Bay. No, that's not good go. It can all work out for you today, darling dears. Opportunities surround you, or you will create them for yourself today, darling dears. You don't need to wait for permission. When a golden opportunity comes, a what? Knocking at your door, darling dears. Remember I told you that. All of the planets are direct, Big Cat. You should have, when you opened your eye chakras today, you must have felt jubilation, darling dear. Happiness as you kicked your way out of the duvet like a 6-month-old. Why? Because you are getting what you truly deserved. What you reaped, what you sowed, you are about to reap, darling dears. Remember I told you that. That hard work you did. Somebody sent me an email yesterday telling me how lonely they feel now that they've cut off all these people. You know what I said? Because they've emailed me before. I'm not going to name them and shame them. There's no need for that. You know, I emailed them back. I said, put on a horror movie, right? Dim the lights, right? And watch that shit. You won't feel lonely for long, blood. You'll be nervous, right? And in your nervousness, you'll decide to get great. Fist bump. Yes, my darling Big Cat. As I sip my mocha in my big blue cup of transformation, darling dear. The tables have turned. Oh, them tables, they've been turning, darling dears. It was slow and steady wins the race. It's tortoise season, darling dear. We are a tortoise cat. We didn't want to run off like that hare, the hare that whose real name was Wee Willie Winky. Was it the sperm demon? Yes. Or the ovary Jezebel? Yes. All of that, all of this and that they did, darling dear. All eyes are on you. Your comeback game is for the gods. As you sipped your mocha, because you ain't getting smoked. Not today or any other day that has a D in it. What's the matter with my talk? Yes, we're still in Mercury retrograde. Allow me, yeah? We're still in the pre-shadow for another, was it 2 weeks it runs for? Sometime in February it stops? I don't even want to know the exact date. Why? Because I'm going to get red regardless, darling dears. Regardless. Your comeback game has all eyes on you. That toxic masculine or feminine is crying into their fist. Well, guess what? Luke 62:22. Cry they must. Cry you a river. Come through Justin J. Posh clap. You already see what they done did. And trust and believe, Big Cat, you wasn't the first person that they put on the rocks of life. Yes, baby. They have a whole file of people that they try to ruin with their bad behaviors, their wickedness. And now they have the what? The pink eye. Yes, baby, they got their pink eye on you. Well, guess what? As they look at you, they will see that it's up, and when it's up, it's stuck. Come through, Cardi B. Posh clap. Love it. Don't hate it. There's no insult that you can give them, darling dear. No. You haven't got time nor the hairline for that foolishness. Leave it to the hands of karma. You didn't pray for their downfall. You prayed for yourself to get up and stand on your 2 feet as only a big cat can. You was chosen by your ancestral team, your lineage, to break generational curses. It wasn't easy, darling dear. But guess what? We don't live on what was done to us. We use that as our springboard to be a flying cat. We are ibex of our lineage, darling dears. Your ancestors are high-fiving themselves in Keitha. Your progenies look at you with respect in their eyes. They want to be like you. Nothing like your progeny giving you what? The good giving you what? The good love, the respect, darling dear. You don't have to command it. They give it to you because you chose you and them. You did the 5 things that I love the most, darling dear. You put Father God, Mother Isis at the head of your table. Then you loved on yourself. Right behind that was loving on your progeny, if you have them. Why? You can't love no one unless you love thyself. You can't help nobody unless you help thyself. On a plane going down, they'll tell you to put the mask on yourself first. You can't save anyone until you've saved yourself. The 4th and the 5th thing is the body and the bag, darling dear. You know me, I love my props. When you chose you, big cat, when you chose you, when you did your tinky winky, you left, darling dear, and now you are falling onto several bags of multiple streams of income, darling dear. You got great in silence. Divine is going to give you the opportunity to dry your tears of joy on your pentacales as you create choice for yourself and your progenies. I love it. I don't hate it. They're going to try and bleed back into your life, darling dear. Wanted to be your friend. Baby, you are not, I repeat, not going to be friends. Friends? Do they understand what the meaning of friend is, darling dear? They wasn't friendly when they was with you. They wasn't friendly when they had one more round, Julie, with your hairline. Was they? That reverse fried tuck was, oh my God. Oh my God. They would love to know what your gangster is, darling dear, but you haven't got the time, nor the energy, or the crayons to explain your gangster to a bottom feeder going nowhere. Trust and believe they are trapped in karmic paradigms that they put them in as they try to what? Bend over and bust it wide for you to watch them as they disappeared over the hemisphere. Thank God, you were saying, thank God. Remember, you put the basura out and the maid came along. The maid whose real name is what? Raccoon, because only raccoons go through the trash and wants to bring it home with them. They are in destabilized situations, darling dear, where they're what? Under what? A lack of pentacale crisis. A lack of what? Common sense, darling dear, as the bottom feeder has found themselves amongst like-minded souls. As they remember what they done did to you. Yes! They effed over many people before they met you. But they didn't know that you was the chosen of your lineage, darling dear. One of the 144,000 chosen from each generation, darling dear, to uplift this Malkuth, to bring people to the light. You are the survival kit for many a big cat, but the first person you had to save was yourself. Remember those days, big cat, when you couldn't eat, you couldn't sleep, you couldn't even wash your own panani, darling dears. Remember those days? You will never find yourself at that address again. Continue to love the Most High and love thyself. Why not? You're fabulous, gorgeous and lovely. I tell you all the time, big cat. You pee glitter, you shit cupcakes, and you fart rainbows. Tell them again in silence. But then again, like I said, you ain't got the energy or the crayons to explain shiz naive to a dummy bat going nowhere. As I sip my mocha, cause I ain't getting smoke blood. You understood that it was better to be alone than be in the company of fools, hell-bent on what? Hate, jealousy, and envy. You gave them what? Law 16. Your shapely back as you got into your Peter 5:8. What's that? Vigilant blood and on the alert. Yes, my dear big cat, the race is for those that can endure, and you endured. But no more will your cry be of what pain, of what another individual that you gave. You gave them the grace to be in your presence. And what did they do? They took your power grid and told you you was a Yamed. Well, guess what? The Yamed is winning, blood. Nothing wrong with that. Fist bump. Let's dive in, darling dears. Can you use the witch's oracle wisdom to get your ancestral message? Outrageous for sure, darling dears. Missing? Yes, baby. Anybody in the comments, if you're coming with the what fucking ease, blood, listen, the moderators will step on your neck. They'll put you in timeout and they will silence you for you forever because they don't want me to what? Focus on you. We need to get to the messages. Oh, look what it wanted to show me. That's why it fell over. The shadow side, darling dear. They should have done the work. That's their business. It's their business. This is outrageous. I'm going to take the one that fell out by itself. What did I say? This is masculine or feminine energy that we're going to be speaking of because, you know, gender is fluid. Somebody that what was playing the pipe. The pipe, or maybe they're on the pipe. Whatever they've got going on, darling dear, it's not fabulous. And you don't want to know. Look away, darling dears. Mind your own business. I'll take the bottom one. Yes, baby. Because remember, big cat, the planets are all direct. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow you all the days of your life as you dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Remember Psalms 23:5? When divine set your table and you could barely eat a crumb, a morsel, or you was overeating, well, guess what? You've regulated that shiznai. The Ace of Cups in the upright, darling dears, speaks about what? You managing your emotionals, darling dears. You're not allowing yourself to be pulled about like taffy. The Ace of Cups also speaks about new relationships, new friendships, darling dears. But I don't give a... Listen, I told you, I couldn't give a fizzy, fiddly, or a frantic F. I don't. Everybody gets the boosie badass. We as big cats, we read on every level. Physically, spiritually, mentally, financially. Listen, the list goes on and on until the break of dawn. Fist bump. Your cup runneth over. The same cup they refuse to sip from. What did they tell you? They want you to eat shit and die. They wanted you to be jealous of a karmic, a bottom feeder, a run through, a has-been. And now they're trapped in that circumstance. Could be because of Skrilla. Could be because they're getting old, darling dear. But trust and believe, there is no cup of love in that mud hut. Oh, and they've been getting readings on you. they've got money for readings, darling dear. Have they paid their child maintenance? Oh my gosh, guess what they're doing in the UK? Got to get off track. The DWP, the Department of Works and Pension, right, is now working with the Passport Office for those skullduggerous ones that don't want to pay their child maintenance, but yet they want to be flued out all over the world. Well, guess what? The DWP now has access to your passport. You're not going nowhere, blood. Pay for your progeny, blood. Listen, Big Cat. They want to shame you for going for child maintenance. You go for it, darling dears. Your children can't live on air. They like shoes that fit. They like to turn on the gas. They didn't care about your progeny, Big Cat. Whether male or female, whomsoever that karmic, masculine or feminine is in your life, darling dear. They wanted you to live off the fat of the land when the land is very skinny in this environment we're all living in. But remember, Big Cat, he or she who laughs longest. Remember, Big Cat, you are taking on the what? The affirmation gifted to us by Queen Nefertari. You are she or he for whom the sun rises. Why do you think all eyes are on your throne, Big Cat? They can't understand how you did it. Hey. Base of the deck. Initiation, darling dear. We've got what? Spirit. You're about to get some kind of certificate. It also speaks about what? Spiritual upgrade, darling dears. Somebody's not understanding that the energy that's being bandied around today, you go for that job, you start that business, you start your YouTube, you start your TikTok, whatever it is, darling dear, you start today. The planets are direct and your ancestors are what? Helping you, guiding you. They should not have ramped with you, darling dear. You are not a plaything. And you are not a toy that they can pick up and put down anytime they want, just because they found the rocks of life. I think not, Scotty. I think not. Had to put my back into it. You've already had the funeral with your feelings for them. It lasted all of what, 3 seconds, because you had to get great. You was busy, very busy. Feelings? They better not contact you because you will hurt every one of theirs. Why? Because you're at the funeral for them. Imagine that. They shouldn't have ramped with you. Army. Yes. This is not the ramping shop. Oh, you've got a duo. Listen, I can't make this up. Look. Ingus, when you cast runes, you read them from right to left because it came up, face up, darling dear. Ingus is masculine energy. It could be a feminine that was in their masculine energy when they was taking the piss and the shit in your life, darling dear. Or it's an actual masculine. We're talking about the karmics, darling dear, the toxic, the kryptonite ones. Where they leave nothing but tears and what? Subterfuge bull swanky in their wake, darling dears. Well, guess what? Yesterday was for them. Today is for you, darling dear. And if you continue to do your shadow work on a daily basis, you can't blame the circumstance that you found yourself in and live on that. Are you mad? No, blood. We dance to a different tune. As a Big Cat. Ingus, represented by the letter N and G, Big Cat. The number 13 in the upright. It speaks about common sense. Big Cat. Darling, common sense is not a flower that growing at everybody's garden. For some, especially this what toxic masculine and feminine, it's a superpower which they will never attain. They effed over your true love's first kiss. You gave it to them, darling dears. Not because they had all of the riches. You love them for who they are, who they were at that time. I know it was doppelgangation. I know there was a mask wearer. You tried and tried again until they tried your last nerve, darling dears. I told you, my spoon game is for the gods. I'm telling you. I promised myself nobody would ever put their hands on me again, and I make sure that I am so trained. Don't let it fool you, darling. This laughing, jovial person will get low to the floor and sweep your feet out from under you and give you a throat punch before you know what's going on. But I don't want to be pushed into violence. This is why I keep myself to myself, mind my own business, focus on my own garden, as must you, my dear big cat, because them I go through it. Their energy is just bleeding all over this read. Big cat, we don't get this often. I told you. The planetary energies with the Sun in Aquarius sextiling Jupiter in Aries. Sun in Aquarius sextiling Jupiter in Aries, darling dears. Windfall is out there for you to take, darling dears. Opportunities are coming to you, or you must use your what? Your big brain, darling dear, your cranium to create them for yourself. They will be blessed and highly favored. Take this energy, darling dears. Make a wish, but be careful what you wish for, because divine is about to gift it unto thee. Remember I told you that. It was all fun and games, darling dears, until you decided to what? Love yourself, know your worth. You started speaking Latin up in this bitch. You said Vini, Vidi, and Vici. I came, I saw, and I conquered, and now I'm gone. Gone. They will never find another you, darling dears. You was the blessing to them. And what did they do? The same that they did to everyone else. Well, you wasn't like everyone else. And now they see it as they cry into their fist. This Judas in a Peter suit, this animal in a kitten or Cuban heel, this tree sloth from the backwoods with yarn for hair. Remember I told you that? Every dog has its day, but it's a big cat world. Fist bump. Let's get a deck. On the listen, you're trung. You don't even get an S anymore. You're trung. You've gone past the strong. You're trung. This also speaks about what? Avoiding the what? The what no longer serves you. Being drama free, spiritually gifted, and it's ascension season as divine gives you the biggest cup of them all. Psalms 23:6. Your head is anointed as that table was set before your enemies. These run-throughs that brought what? Adverse situations into your life. I'm telling you, these gutter snipes, these scuzz buckets, these scumbags. Yes, let them cry into their fist. That's none of your business. They've got to listen. If they listen, they strumming on the world's tiniest violin, darling dears. But remember, big cat, they are filled to the brim of regret and not remorse. The difference between a Judas and a Peter. And now they want to come back? What? I just had to rip off my own spectacles of truth because I don't want to see it. I don't. I don't want to see it. No. Boo. Look at this. My glasses broke. What we gonna do? I can't see. You can't read the cards. What's going on? Fortunately for you, I'm an all-purpose cat. Let me get another set of spectacles. This is outrageous. Somebody amongst you, darling dears, doesn't want me to talk. Give me a minute. Let me go and get another set of glasses. Outrageous for sure. I'm back. I went at a hot trot. I told you listen, my spare has a spare. Me always have more glasses. Then don't want me to talk about it. Listen, when the big cat decides to roar, I'm getting raw, blood. I'm an all-purpose cat. I can see again. Oh, everything just went big in front of me. Hey, whoever's here, whoever that Debbie Downer is, right? Shut up. Didn't say anything. Because my moderators will get you at your throat. Remember, big cat, anytime you are in doubt, you call on your ancestral team. They are your security. This is rich white lady season on Keitha. as well as Malkuth. They are proud of you, big cat, for what you've overcome. It wasn't easy, but you mustn't live on it. Don't live on what they did. Live on what you're doing now. That is the most important. The now. This is why the present is a gift. You are he or she for whom the sun rises. Let's see what's going on. Yes, baby. And it's going to be your coming out season. Many of you, listen, I've been in hermit mode so long, right? That I like my company so much, right? I don't know, mate. I don't know. This is your coming out season, darling dear. But you're not coming out what as a dummy bat. You're coming out wise. Why? Because wisdom is for the wise. You learn to walk with the wise. This is your time, big cat. The 9, the energy of the 9, darling dears. Lean in, big cat. The energy of the 9 speaks about attainment. Whatever you was going for is coming to fruition. Why? Because you surrendered. The 9 means surrender. You surrendered to the process. You paid attention when you understood the assignment, darling dears. You did. Virgo energy. And you are winning, darling dears. What did I say? The tables have turned. This is your season, darling dears. You will be blessed in their face. This is Jupiter energy and Big Cat Leo energy, darling dears. We're gonna run down the line after that. Let me just get 4 out. Why am I going? I usually like a 3, a thruple, but because we've got this Emperor card out, it's not the true Emperor, darling dears. Don't be fooled. This person is getting readings, and whatever it is, it's a stone to their eye and a tab in their heart chakra. What did I just say? Them are crying to them fist black. The cup you gave for them, darling dear. What did they do? They've got, look at this. Whomsoever or whatsoever they chose of you, they're sitting in front of their broken dreams on the rocks of life, darling dear. They need to shut their legs. I can smell it from here. And it's not, it's unsavory, big cat. Unsavory. We've got the King of Swords. This person was cold-blooded. Yes! There was an ear hustler when they met you, darling dears. Listening to your everything. Gathering all the information as only a king does. But what did they do with that information? That information? They didn't use the intel for good. They used it for bad. And now they're crying now. Now they're crying. What did Justin T say? Cry me a river. Yeah. Oh, baby. Woo! I love me some Big Cat. As must you, Big Cat. This is you coming out season, darling dear. Let's go into the Hermit and see what's going on over there. What did I say? All you do is win. Chariot energy, success, darling dear. Cancer energy, moving forward at a hot trot. Darling dears, the Cancer energy is represented by the moon. The moon is also covering what? Pisces energy, darling dears. Pisces, the 12th house of what? Rebirth, darling dears. Why? Because Pisces is ruled by Neptune. Your intuition and your discernment is off the Chizayin. Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. Why? Because you learn to love yourself, darling dear. This is why you're winning. A new car, a new job, a new home, a new career. Having that what's that? Happiness. Happiness, darling dear. You made wise choices, darling dears. You stuck to your values and you choose that individualism. You didn't mind walking alone. Why? Because you was betrayed. You didn't know which way to look. When you cried out, who heard you? Who heard you? Many put you in that position, darling dear. Many watched you in that position. And many was glad you was in that position. But you don't stay there too long, Big Cat. I told you, we became what? Keyboard gangsters. We got to the knowledge, because knowledge is power and power is knowledge. And all you do is win. All you've been doing is winning. Success, darling dear. Success. Why? You had your common sense, your flip-flop. Tell me more about this chariot moving forward at a hot trot. Listen, these cards are wrestling with me. Don't do it. You had to, darling dears, because they emotionally manipulate you. They made you feel as though you didn't have any options. You may even have progeny with them because this can represent a baby, darling dears. Ace of Cups on its face. My darling dear big cat, remember what they did, but don't live on it. I told you. We don't forget that bastard's name. This also speaks about what somebody's going through repressed moments, repressed emotions, darling dears, about the situation. They're for crying to their fists. I told you where they are right now. They thought they was going into success, darling dear, and what did they find? A like-minded soul. They are sad, sorry, and missing. Let the bad just stay with them. Yes, and I'm going to go further and cover their wickedness with my magpie feather. Clarify the Ace of Cups, please. You had to kick over that cup of opium. You had to realize that your love was in the wrong place, darling dears. You was in a situation, right, amongst betraying betrayers. You was. You always had the light of the Most High on you. You were always favored and blessed. Magpies are badass, you know. Yes, they are. When a magpie dies, because when they mate for life. And when one dies, they all come from nowhere and they mourn the dead, the one that's passed on, darling dears. And not only that, if you see a baby magpie, right, scuttling about, right, and you think, oh, that bird's cute, I'm going to go and touch it. Don't do it, blood, because their mommy and their pappy's watching you. They'll have your eyes out before you know what's going on. Louder magpie babies, yeah? You had to what? Take back your emotions from the situation, cut off that supply. And that was the right decision, because why? You are reaping what you sowed, big cat. You put that same energy back into yourself, making the right choices. We've got all of the cups energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Scorpio, Leo. We've got the air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And now we've got the Taurus, darling dear, the second house of values. You had to make the right choices for you, darling dear. And every step you took was in the right direction. Pentacle is in the upright, is your mental health, which is your wealth. It's also building legacies in silencio. Give me some more on this Seven of Pentacles. And now they want to come through with that cup of hope. And they're a page. Pwah! A page! Listen, don't let me lose it right now, because there's no one to check me, boo. They want to come for and offer an apology. And it also speaks about a skullduggerous pregnancy. Maybe they want you to what? Help pay their child maintenance. You better hold that hand that will think you're going to what? Put out and help them with, darling dear. Let them remember the cup, the true love's first kiss you offered to them. Let them remember the confusion that they caused you. Because my mother always told me every man has a conscience. Yes, they do. This goes to Five of Cups. The same five, they're crying blood. They've got the misery all over them. Yes, baby. And you don't want none of that karma. Because why? You're a happiness expert. And why? Because they got the T-Rex arms and the trippy-talker ways. Well, guess what? They tripped their own self up this time. They did. Clarify this victory card, darling dears. The victory card. Who wants to get us to the victory? Because you're the empress of everything. Listen. Listen. Your Majesty. Know your worth and add tax. You're abundant, darling dear. Now they see you as the empress of everything. Now they wish they'd taken that cup seriously that you'd offered to them. Your Majesty. You're the empress of everything. All you do is win. Your game is for abundance. Why? You put the Most High first. You're fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely. If you've got, you may even be a mother or a father, because you know gender is fluid. You was sent to be the empress to their emperor, or the emperor to their empress. You was sent to them, big cat. You was. And look what they did. They wounded you in a way that you thought you sunk. Why? Because you were still living on what? Bottom feeder time, darling dear. I told you I was a dummy back for a long time until I wasn't. As you, big cat. Why? Because we're besties. Pinkies up. They put you through a lot of shiznai, and they're still talking a lot of hot shiznai out there in them streets, trying to bring a big cat down. These dummy bats that are in what? Adverse circumstances, darling dears. They're getting the raw deal of what they tried to do to you. Remember I told you that? 101 in the chat. Listen, when it's 101, it's bare intel you're getting, blood. They wounded you, but you're not living on the wounding. You use that energy to get great. And look where you are, the empress of everything. Winning. And they have the effrontery, darling dears, the effrontery to want to come through with a bull swanky apology. How dare they get off the rocks of life? Dare to come out of their mud hut to try and drag you back to Guantanamo Bay. They wounded you, and they knew exactly what they was doing. Look, my cards don't lie. The betraying betrayer. A throuple, maybe they had a whole throuple on you, darling dear. But when these people cheat, darling dear, they cheat down. They cheat on empty vessels. They betrayed you, darling dears. They wounded you, and trust and believe, they are crying into their fist right about now. Wishing, hoping, baby, sage yourself and let that spiritual rain fall on your enemies. You wish them no bad. We don't seek revenge. We're too busy getting great, getting to the multiple streams of income. They betrayed you, broke your... Listen. That was that song. I remember when my heart broke. I remember when I gave up loving you. You remember that, don't you, Big? I remember when my heart broke. I remember. My progeny remembered. Why? Because they had to say, Mommy, get your shit together. Well, they didn't say that because my progeny would not dare use a profanity towards me. They wouldn't. I swear like a sailor, and I use Jamaican swear words, blood, and you know those are peppery and they roll off my tongue. I was taught by what? A bottom feeder. Do you remember that heartbreak, big cat? You remember how it felt? How low they brought you? But it wasn't, you have to remember, they was just giving you the energy they had within, darling dear. Put you in a throuple, right, with lesser than you, and now they're stuck in that intel, that information they put on themselves. They're stuck in that situation. Current energy, all eyes on you, darling dear, gathering information. And this person was what? Cold-blooded. Yeah. They broke your heart, but they can't do it again. Divine wants you to heal your heart, darling dears. Why? For from your heart springs the well of life. But Divine did not say, close your heart to love again. When you are ready to love again, it will show up. But when it shows up, I don't care who is. No, we don't. We interview everyone. We do the Boosie badass. This trickster managed to trick you and gave you pissanphobia, right? Where you trust no one. And misophonia, you can't bear to see them breathing and eating. They broke your heart. They broke the heart of an emperor or an empress, wounded them, and they wanted you to live like this, crying over where they went. They didn't know that you was doing the what? The Highland fling, darling dears, when you realized that somebody else, a raccoon, A low-hanging raccoon with what tree sloth ways. The panani for 2 in the air like a gang sign. They were so easily tempted from your side. Eh? They broke your heart, darling dear. They did. Who sings that song? Is it Keisha Cole? I remember when I gave up loving you. Yeah. When you gave up loving them, darling dear. The tables, them dead tables, they was turning slowly. You had to realize that fate, destiny, and good luck was on your side. You had to realize that you was chosen by your ancestral team to break generational curses, not only for yourself and for your progeny, but their curses as well. You understood the power of the North Node, where you find your superpowers, darling dears. Well, no, all you do is win. For every tear you cry, darling dears, will be another blessing in your house. Remember, I told you that. So now they're crying into star, they? This is a brand new shuffle. Why are they crying into their fifth? What's the matter with them? Don't they like the hockey sticks and dawn in the mud hut they find themselves in? Where's the mud hut? I told you, Big Cat. It's 911 Freddy Krueger Avenue, 2 streets over from the loser lane, in the district of the damned. They're crying, they're sad, they're sorry. But I told you, regret is not remorse. You cast your pearls before a swine. You're now gonna do it again, blood. You won't do it again. Your pearls, they're crying. Why are they crying so much? The same tears they wanted you to cry forever. Page of Swords. Because everything they see is an effrontery to them, darling dear. There was always a page compared to your Empress energy or Emperor energy. 111 in the chat, manifestation mode, darling dears. There's lying and spying. Every lie they take, they put more cursation on themselves. I can't make it up. They're on a knife's edge. They need to go and see an exorcist, a psychologist, and they need a what? A counselor to make them realize that that's where they need to be. This is a medical, they're having illnesses, darling dears. They need medical attention as well. Their body's breaking down. And all they can do is think about, look at all of this sword's energy. In the upright, there may be a little bit of what? Common sense. They ain't got no common sense. I told you it's a superpower. And their mind is stuck on you, present energy. They can't move on mentally from you. Lord Jesus, where's my bitch be gone spray? Yes! How do I make it? Well, I use spring water, right? And I get my sage oil and I put it in there. And every so often I'm like, tss, tss, tss. When my progenies first had to go and do sleepovers with their dad, darling dears, right? They'd come back and be wanting to tell me this and tell me that. And I'm telling you, well, it was too much. It was too much. So what I did, right, going forward, when I saw my progeny coming back, Karma Moore loves the chocolate and O'Shea loves, was it Foxy's Glacier Mints? I met them at the door with a bar of chocolate and a bag of mints, blood. Their mouth was like this. They didn't have time to tell me nothing. Woo! Listen. What's this? Wow! They find themselves in a toxic situation with, was it masc wearing marauders with the eye holes cut out? They're being manipulated up the Watusi, darling dears. And I haven't seen not a one Skrilla.com amongst what's going on. Do we have time for petty, Big Cat? Jess? Bell? These are my maracas, Jess and Bell. Them have no pentacale. No pentacale, none! Not a bean! I haven't seen one Skrilla.com, but here you are with the Wheel of Fortune, making the right choices. As you decided to what? Unbreak your heart and unfuck yourself. And you've been winning ever since, Big Cat. When you have no pentacales, this is the disloyal amongst the disloyal. This person, king size, know what they did to you, darling dears. They know what they did, but it was a conscious effort. They was in their right mind. The wickedness of it all, darling dears. The wickedness. Now karma has found the Jezebel's address. In a toxic environment, all they can do is think about you, and they're flighty with their mouth, darling dear, so they're being blame shifting and mean in that situation. Wishing and hoping and hate waiting. Let them wait. Maybe they'll do us the favor of holding their breath while they're waiting, because baby, you're busy, very busy. And if you dare, big cat, if you dare feel sorry for them, you better get yourself to a 5-pound bag of rice, mate, and count them 1 grain at a time. And you're not allowed to use paper or pen, so if you mess up, you've got to start from the beginning. Don't you feel sorry for them? Was they sorry for you when they did what they did? We've seen lots of threes here. Thruples, darling, just thruples that you didn't sign up for. They wanted you to be in a polygamy life and shutting up. That you didn't ask for. If you want to be a polygamist, no problem, right? But don't bring the big cat into that shiznai. Let's split the deck, darling dear. Judgment has found their address, and they know they can't come back in the upright. This ex-enemy would love to come back, right? And what? Get a hold of your hairline, the replenished hairline that you now have. But they can't come back. Nothing like being what? On the spiritual docket, darling dear. Getting what? That spiritual kick in the nutsack, darling dear. They done did that shiznai. They're in a toxic situation. All this swords energy, a lot of two chicken heads arguing with each other. What's this? The Sun card, darling dears, wanting to raise their vibration. Some of them want to break. They want to go on some kind of vacation. And it also speaks about a pregnancy. Good God, I feel sorry for a child that's choosing to come into that situation, right? Magician, manipulative, darling dear, right next to the Knight of Wands, the dick dealer, the mattress back, the sperm demon, right? Or the toxic ovaries, darling dears, whatever that situation is. This person was frivolous and a manipulator, and they know what they did. They gathered that information, so they knew how to break you, darling dears. They knew what they did, and they did it on purpose. They saw that you had a kind heart and you showed true love, and they did it anyway, this sperm demon. Look! They got the tree of life on its face. This is Folio on a backwards journey, going nowhere fast, blood. But they invited this toxic situation. They're in a situation, right? In a love situation. Well, it's not a love situation. They're in a bad romance, darling, there, where there's no true love in the situation. Why are they still in that situation? This dick dealer who's extremely manipulative, who's focused on you, getting readings on you, trying to gather intel to see if they can get in where they can fit in. Woo, there's a lot going on over here. There's no true love in this. They don't love each other. Whomsoever they don't love each other. They need them at this moment in time, because I ain't seen no Skrillas. And I've got my other pair of spectacles of truth on, darling dears. They should have chose wisely. Base of the deck, Jezebel spirit. Listen. They got themselves the head honcho of hoodwinkers, darling dear. Came out with their breasts on display, their breastises. Whatever they saw, darling dears, they're getting exactly what they deserve. They was used by the biggest user of them all, and they're stuck in that situation. Split the deck. Look! Judgment knows their address. This is why I tell you, big cat, don't seek revenge. Don't seek revenge. Don't even give one iota. Waste 1 nanosecond of your time wondering what's happening to them. They're being handled, blood. Handled. What time is it? We've got to come off of this soon, because we're nearly at the 60. Yeah. They're being handled, blood. And you haven't got the time or the crayons to explain that they deserve it. You ain't got them crayons. Too busy flying high and happiness expert. That bird, right, was very flighty, and they flew past their nest. And my mother always said, what's the next one? What sweets nanny goat will run their belly, and their belly is surely running. But they haven't even got the money, the skrilla, to buy the toilet paper. Well, oh well. Where's my deck of the wicked? What else is going through their tiny, feeble minds as they try to come back to you? They're at ground zero. They see you at ground zero, darling dear. You have your own car, home, and career. And you take care of their kids. They're probably even... I am what? I am not respected in that house. They're not respected in the house. It's a business. They don't keep that shit to themselves, yeah? As they look on your serendipity, fortunate events, darling dears. When you broke that what soul tie to that accursed person that did all of that shit to many before you, but you were supposed to be what? The stumbling block. They crossed the wrong one, blood, and now they see. They're not respected in the mud hut. Laugh with me, big cat. What's this? Progress, mate. We're too busy getting great. You're making progress. Every day you do your shadow work, darling dears, and learn a new skill. With knowledge is our power, darling dears. If you've got a skill, make sure you're the baddest in your field. Work on it, darling dears. All of the planets are direct for the next 3 months. Use that energy to bend the matrix, big cat. They wanted you to be a pirate going ahoy, mate. Nah, blood. No, it's got me on my 31 teeth. They wanted you to seek revenge so that you could get their karma, and they would like to put some revenge on you, darling dear. This bad-lucked one. What's on the back of this? Seeks to render injury for what they perceived as a slight by any means necessary. So if they're not being a proper parent, co-parenting, they don't want to hand over the child maintenance, the skrilla.com, because they think that your progeny can live off the fat of the land. What's this? How dare they? Can I have another chance? If I promise to change my old... They want to promise to change their old ways. Are you going to fall for it, big cat? Are you? Sharing their karma, right? They seek revenge, right? They need to replenish their self-esteem, and they're an energy vampire whose name is what? Prakala or Prakalisha, son or daughter of Pennywise the Clown. I think not, Scotty. And if you're going to do that, big cat, be prepared for incoming of what you say? The wiki dubplate remix. Leave them with the karma they created. When you see them, if you should see them in public, darling dear, they haven't got the shine that they used to. If they was younger than you, they look older than you. They look weary. They may have on the best clothes, but it's the emperor's new clothes. It's an empty vessel, darling dear. What's the point being the best dressed if you're spiritually deficit? Your spiritual bank account is in the what? In the red, blood. I can't control you anymore. And I hate you for that. They still hate. They got so much hate in them, darling dear. They need to look to the person in the mirror that put them in that situation. Your energy is irreplaceable. Oh well. Tell it to the wind. They must go outside and tell it to the wind. Just like that. Arch their back when they're telling it to the wind. Right? It's popping off, right? Because you're not being hoovered. You're not allowing yourself to be hoovered. Who wants to go to Guantanamo Bay? It's not a day trip, darling dear. It's a life sentence. Leave the other Worthians where they are. Remember, when they try to downpress you, all them things they did to you, darling dears, is because they saw the light in you. You was kind to them and showed them true love. You gave them your true love's first kiss, and they wanted you to be a thumber, an otherworthian. And you was for a time, until you wasn't. What's this? They lick the devil's balls. Good God! Before they speak to you, they're an airbender and a hoodwinker. You better stay away from this indecisive in and out energy. And then Brock, listen, they ain't got no money, lad. They ain't got no money. All of the things that they was achieving in your presence because they was stealing your power grid, darling dears. They should have read what? Ephesians 2:10. You are God's masterpiece, big cat. And they want to drop off a soul tie at your house. Pay your knees, big cat. Listen, no way would you be bought so low. Not when there's a love honey and Ann Summers online. Take care of it. Break your own self off, darling dears. Break your own self off. And your picker is off. Until Father God sends someone that is truly deserving of you, break your own self off. We don't know what we don't like soul ties. We don't like soul ties. They are seedy and skullduggerous. The cards ain't lying, blood. And all those secret affairs they had on you, those chickens are coming home to roost, big cat. They're sitting in the toxic cesspit they created for themselves with someone who is a bigger snake than them. Good for them. A tree sloth who's what? Panania Fatum is up for grabs, darling dears. How did they think they got that person so easily? Nobody wanted them. Why did they think they were sitting in a field with barbed wire and guns pointed on them? But yet, oh no, this person looks exciting. Let me go and pick them up. Oh well. Self-care, yeah? Self-love and self-worth. I can't make it. All right, let me split the deck. Please don't bring up they don't want to talk about the past. Listen, big cat, we don't carry feelings. I told you we had the funeral for those a while back. Right, when we was undummy batting ourselves, right? We don't live on feelings. We speak about facts, and they don't want you to talk about they don't want you to speak facts. They don't want you to be loving on yourself, taking care of yourself, and knowing your worth and adding tax, right? And tell them don't bring up the past. You don't live there anymore, black. They're lucky they're getting a conversation. Me personally, I lead with what? Communicative dance of 2 of these. 1 of those and a quick. They're a Fagin, good God, an airbender, a liar and a thief. My mother always said every liar is a thief and every thief is a liar. And whomsoever they try to F you over with, that person knew all about you. So let that spiritual rain fall on all of them. But it's not from your hand, darling dear. You're too busy getting great. Let them continue to watch you bend the matrix. This is your season, and you have a 3-month window to get great. Oh, pardon me. That was a spiritual belch because I speaks the truth roof. Pinky's up. Oh well, Guantanamo Bay. Let's get another set of cards. See what else is going on. I'm gonna use the wellness deck. I haven't used this for a while. Tell us some more. Yeah, lightning, right? Sudden change. They're going through some shocking news, darling. Really shocking news. Right? The axe. Listen. Listen. What does it say here? The breakup, right? The separation, right? You stop the pattern, right? Silent treatment. They feel you don't speak to them, darling. They feel abandoned by your what? Big cat energy. They should feel abandoned, right? Because they're a snake straight out of Slytherin, straight from the crevice of the devil's balls, right? This is an enemy. They was clever, but they're malicious, and they must look over their shoulder. Why? The DNS have followed them blood. It's following them. I had to look over mine, because it's not catching me. I'm the red light, green light champion of 79, right? And the other woman they're dealing with is a snake, darling dears. Other woman or man? Let's get another card, right? Let's go to the Calm Club because I've realized that I've got your gangster right up. Let's go for the Calm Club. This is the Calm Club, gifted to me by my oldest Kenya. Yeah. What does it say? Right? It says what? Healing and healing your emotions, darling dears. And it's water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Your emotions and your relationships, darling dears. You are healing, right? You're healing from a friggin' what? A spider, right? A black widow. Right? They was the hunter, but now they're the prey. They prey to the Jezebel spirit, darling dears. Right? You showed true strength and you overcame. Base of the deck. It's what? They went for the forbidden fruit. And I told you, they've got some kind of illness on them, darling dear. They need to go for a medical check right after they go for their exorcism, right? And there's also spell work. New life, darling dear, being breathed into you. Air energy. What's this? Anticipation for what's to come, darling dears. You're about to be gifted in a big way. What's this? They're having internal fears, right? Yes, I told you. Their heart chakra beating boom diddy boom. Let them continue to get the readings on you, darling dears. Let it what? Raise off the rest of their hair. That's all they're already losing. Wickedness. Wickedness, darling dears. Continue to bend the matrix. Continue to be the biggest and baddest cat of them all, darling dears. Continue to celebrate yourself. Nurture yourself. Reparent yourself on a daily basis. And don't live on what they did. That bastardo wants you on the rinse and repeat. The only thing you're rinsing and repeating, darling dear, is getting what? Using your cranium to get more streams of income. Remember I told you that, the passive income. On that note, I drops me mic. Toddle over to my Teesprings, toddle over to my Patreon, or simply come back here. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. And don't explain nothing to no one. You ain't got the energy or the crayons for it, darling dears. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Where's my shoes, Nai? Okay. Big cat wave. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat. Thank you for the super chat. Cat. Slow, quick, slow. Never you forget that, big cat. We don't stumble and fall. We do it into what? A quick spin around, and we keep going. We don't look back, ever forward. In the words of Abraham Lincoln. And when you shine, we shine together, big cat. When it's up, it's stuck. Come through, Cardi B. Push, clap, big cat, wave.